Hey guys, Harmon JC Vol here. Um, I've never done one of these videos before for YouTube or about sports. I'm a huge sports fanatic. Um, Followed Tennessee football, baseball, basketball religiously, and love a lot of other sports and professional teams and stuff as well. But obviously, over the course of the last few days, there's been some interesting stuff that's occurred with Tennessee's football program, and I thought, why not give my opinion and my thoughts on it outside of just Twitter? Um, you know, let's talk about the Nico in the room or not in the room anymore, rather. Um, this is just a less than ideal situation for both sides. Nico seems as though he received terrible advice from family members or an agent. Um, and the negotiations that occurred obviously were quite terrible. So terrible and advice so horrible that really it resulted in Tennessee, I don't want to say cutting Nico, but saying this circus isn't something that we're interested in being part of. Now, do I think Tennessee could have acquiesced to the demands Nico's team were lodging? Certainly, they've got the money. They've got the money. And for those of you who may not have any idea what this is about, right? Nico Iamaleava, I still can't say it after 2 years, um, was making right at $2 to $2.4 million a year in NIL from the University of Tennessee. In December, post playoff, I'm assuming, his camp was demanding closer to $4 million a year. Um, Apparently, negotiations played out over the last few months, came to a boiling point when Nico did not attend UT's practice Friday morning. Contacted the offensive coordinator Friday evening, said he was going to put in his papers. Come Saturday, Josh Heupel meets with the team and the coaching staff and says Nico's no longer going to be part of the team. To be candid with you, and I'm not looking at this through orange tinted glasses, it was 100% the right move. Nico's behavior was a cancer to that locker room, and I don't really think you can say otherwise. I'm all about player empowerment, pushing for fair pay for players, especially when they perform. But the issue with Nico is the way he timed it, the public manner by which it happened, and honestly, the demands. And really, I think everyone can surmise why the first 2 points were less than ideal, right? You're arguably the most important position in all of sports, right? You're supposed to be a leader of men. You're supposed to rally and galvanize those around you. And really, what you did was focus on me rather than team. And again, I think it's okay when you deserve that to get that type of, to focus on yourself like that. But there's a reason why in the NFL you never heard about Tom Brady or even Lamar Jackson. That's the one that comes to mind for me recently. Lamar Jackson, he didn't hold out. He was just like, I'm going to stop negotiating with you. I'm going to play out my contract. If you won't pay me, I'll go somewhere that will pay me. This is different where it's college and these are technically students, even though they're semi-pro athletes. But that behavior, once you've done it, there's no going back. Once you've played that card, most teammates are going to look at you differently. And I just think that's a kind of stink you're not going to get off of you. The second and arguably larger piece of this is let's face it, right? Like, Nico's a very talented young man. He has a lot of skill. I do think if he continues to grow and mature, he'll be in the NFL one day. I don't think he's going to be a superstar by any means, but I do think he has the tangibles to be someone who makes a difference. But your pay is based off what you provide. And this last season, Nico was above average at best, right? So when I say above average at best, what do I mean? I mean he's going through, I want to say his QBR was 36th or 37th in the country. The vast majority of his touchdowns came against lower tiered opponents. He certainly struggled in the SEC. We had several games, a long stretch there, where we did not score any points in the first half. Now, that's just not on Nico. I love Dylan Sampson. That plays into Dylan Sampson fumbling the ball almost every opening possession, receivers dropping the ball. But Nico by no means was setting the world on fire during that period of time. So when he goes and he demands essentially a doubling in pay, even I'm like, hey, as someone who's a season ticket holder, who's paying these, talent fee increases, making donations, I, I don't even really think he's necessarily worth $4 million. Would I have maybe went to three? Probably, absolutely. But if this came down to Tennessee would not give him $4 million, but gave him some concessions, Nico's 100% in the wrong. If there's any other fan base teams listening right now, when I think of a $4 million quarterback, I think of DJ Lagway, I think of Lenora Sellers, I think of Arch Manning. Carson Beck, we'll see how that plays out. Was he that great, or was it the cast surrounding him? I don't know. But those are the types of players and performances where they're doing everything with essentially nothing. You know, South Carolina had a pretty good season, but you have to ask yourself, if you took Lenora Sellers away, what would that final record have been? I feel like they probably would have went from 9 games to maybe 7 or 8. So it's definitely worth a game or two. And DJ Lagway, I mean, I'm forgetting the player's, the quarterback's name that was actually injured against Tennessee. They had that 2 quarterback system going, but they're in the second half of the season after that quarterback suffered that unfortunate injury. DJ Lagway looked amazing. As a Tennessee fan, I hate having to ever compliment Florida about anything, but DJ Lagway's the real deal. Arch Manning, in those glimpses, right, he seems like he has the skill and he seems like he has the talent. This year, we'll find out, right? But those are players where the market allows for that type of payment, and more importantly, their play on the field demands it as well. Unfortunately, Nico didn't perform that well, and in my opinion, didn't perform that money. Which leads to my last part of this is, I don't think Tennessee's in any better of a position than they were in the near term. But I do think in the long term, this is going to benefit us. When you have a leader who focuses purely on themselves and their financial gain, that's going to impact your locker room, and it's going to impact close games. I want to have players who are going to be here and who care about the University of Tennessee and care about that power T on their head. I'm the son of a lifelong Tennessee fan. My family grew up in East Tennessee. I went to the University of Tennessee. There are players associated with the brand of Tennessee. Peyton Manning, in more of my era, right? Josh Dobbs, Jawan Jennings, Alvin Kamara. When I'm saying this out loud, it's quite a few Butch Jones team members. But you know what? One thing you never question is, did they love the University of Tennessee? And unequivocally, they did. And they gave their all for Tennessee. But the important thing was they never put themselves above the power T. And I think the mistake that Nico made was thinking, or his family rather, an agent, was thinking that their brand was bigger than that T. And it's not. And I think Josh Heupel put it best, right? At the end of the day, come tomorrow, next year, 10 years, 20 years from now, you or I may be gone. The players are going to be gone. The coaches will be gone. But the T will still exist. And the University of Tennessee, whether you like it or not, is one of the blue bloods of college sports, not just college football, college basketball, college baseball, women's basketball, so on and so forth. Our university and our brand is a powerful, lasting brand, and no one player is above that. So, listen, it sucks that it ended the way it does. I'm optimistic about the future. I know Josh Heupel is the guy who's gonna get us there, and we're gonna eventually climb that mountain. I'm so confident in it. Um, you know, I'm going to make some more videos about this. The next one's going to be on, who I think we should go after in the transfer portal, because you can't just have two scholarship quarterbacks on your roster. But we'll go into that in another video. Like I said, this is my first time ever doing this. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like, drop a subscribe. Let me know what you think. Type in the comments. If you hate Tennessee, let us know why you're happy that this happened. If you love Tennessee, let me know what your thoughts are. And I look forward to seeing you all in some more videos. Go Vols!